Iceland. Well, Mick, rather than me talking about Iceland, or Denise, you've been there with us. Why don't you tell us about Iceland?
One of the trips I've done, yeah, and what a magic place that is. One of the things I've got to say I remember fondly from this is the first day out of Reykjavik in a huge Atlantic storm.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the worst weather I've ever ridden in my life.
Yeah.
And that was an adventure in itself. But after that, when we finally got out of all of that, we could see Iceland. What a magic environment it is. It's nature at its very best, I think. It's so dramatic. Is that what attracted you there in the first place?
Absolutely. Iceland had always been on my radar. I used to read about it in National Geographic when I was a kid, and I thought, well, it's about the furthest place away from Australia that you can get. The rugged, untamed wilderness that Iceland offers, it's like nowhere else in the world. We've had Kiwi guys come over there and tell us that Iceland is like New Zealand on steroids. Do you reckon so, Kiwi?
Well, I think you kind of take New Zealand, you take Canada, you take Antarctica, you take Scotland, and you roll it all into one, and you've got something that comes closer to Iceland.
Throw it in the middle of the Atlantic on a bare rock, and that'd be Iceland, yeah.
What surprised me was that it actually wasn't icy. Iceland's a very livable place at the right time of year, and of course you go at the right time of the year.
It's true enough. There's a school of thought which says Iceland is green and Greenland is ice, and they just got the names around the wrong way. Yeah, it's a very green country at that time of the year. Of course, in winter they get 24 hours of darkness, but we go there in summer when they have 24 hours of daylight.
And the riding is a lot of fun there. The roads vary so much, but so many good corners. A few gravel roads, are they still on your tours?
Absolutely, we do a bit of gravel road as well, where we use exclusively BMWs, the full range of GS models. And yeah, there's a few gravel roads that we get to explore, but they're usually very, very well maintained gravel roads. There's no potholes, they groom it and keep it in great shape for us whenever we attack a gravel road.
Yeah, and one of the great things is the gravel's optional. So, you know, if you're feeling like a bit of gravel that day, it's there and you can go and have some fun. If it's not your cup of tea, then there's another road you can take. One of the great things about Iceland from a riding perspective is the lack of population in the country. So you've only got sort of 300,000-400,000 people, and around about half of those are in Reykjavik. So once we get out of the capital city, you can ride for hours without seeing another person, another car, and sometimes even another house, which, you know, there's not many places in the world still left to do that.
We explore the entire country, the entire island. We cover something like 3,500 kilometres. We include the West Fjords, which is a really rugged, windswept peninsula in the northwest of the country. We go whale spotting up there. There are cruises where we can go and see some whales. What about the food in Iceland? Did you try the whale steak?
Absolutely, that's beautiful.
We get a chance to try the fermented shark meat. Did you try the fermented shark meat?
I did, and I found as long as you have it with a little piece of black bread, it's all right.
No, you try it with a piece of wood. You eat the wood and you throw the shark over your shoulder.
The drama of Iceland, that section of road you go across where an ice dam gave way and swept away an entire landscape. That's an amazing place to see and ride across.
Exactly right. When the volcano erupted in 2010, and of course when the superheated lava erupted over the top, the first thing that happened was millions of tons of ice and snow were melted, and there was an avalanche of water which swept away local farms and some major highways and bridges. Fortunately, they've repaired them pretty quickly, and we get to ride through that fresh lava field. The new highway is covered left and right with fresh black lava, volcanic ash. So it's a very recent eruption and very dramatic.
And it's also a place where you can stand with 1 foot in Europe and 1 foot in America.
Yeah, right through the middle of Iceland, there's a fault line where you've got the North American tectonic plate on one side and the European plate on the other side, and you can stand and straddle the fault line. The whole landscape of Iceland is dramatic. They've got waterfalls like you wouldn't believe. They've got Europe's largest waterfall, Europe's largest volcano, largest glacier, It's just an incredible, wild and rugged landscape.